guys, we are going to go ahead and record our notes for chapter 22 of Black Beauty. You all should have a piece of paper so you can write this down. If at any point that you feel that I'm going too quickly, then you can pause it. Feel free to do that. Pause it and then write down the material. That might help you out just a little bit. Okay, so chapter 22. In this chapter, Black Beauty and Ginger got taken to their new home. Okay, they're not living at Birtwick Park anymore. They are now living at Earl Shall Park. So we're just going to talk a little bit about this. Okay, so first we're going to start with the plot of this chapter. So the plot is just basically describing what happened in this chapter. Okay, so we have chapter 22 written at the top of our paper, and then I'm going to have you guys write down plot. Okay, so the plot of this chapter is that John Manley takes Black Beauty and Ginger to their new home. He tells the coachman, Mr. York, about their behavior and how they act. They have to wear bearing reins, which they both hate. Okay, so this is just a short little summary of this chapter. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and write that down. John Manley takes Black Beauty and Ginger to their new home. Okay. Period. Okay, so the next thing, he tells the coachman, Mr. York, about their behavior. Okay. He tells the coachman, Mr. York, about their behavior. And then the final thing that was important that happened in this chapter is that they have to wear bearing reins, which they both hate. They're not used to wearing those and they don't like them. Okay, so that's what happens in this chapter. It's just a brief little description about what happens. Obviously more happens, but we're not going to write all of it down. Okay, so that's the plot. Next thing I want us to write down is the setting. Okay, so remember the setting is where the story takes place. Okay, setting. So in this case, the setting is at Earl Shall Park, which is Black Beauty's new home. Okay, so we're going to write that down for setting. Earl Shall Park, which is Black Beauty's new home. Okay? That's the setting of this chapter. And then the very final thing that I want us to record for our notes are the characters, the important characters of this story. Okay? So we'll write down characters. We're just going to write down the new characters that we met, not the characters that we already know. Okay, so one of the first characters is Mr. York. And Mr. York is the coachman at Earl Shall Park. Okay, coachman at Earl Shall Park. And then the other character that we were introduced to is Lord W, and that W stands for Westland. So we're also going to write him down. Lord W, and it stands for Westland. Okay, so he is the master of Earl Shall Park. All right, so remember, make sure that if you need to, you're pausing the video. I'm going to scoot myself over here so you can see everything. Feel free to pause the video so you can write everything down, but please make sure you are taking the notes on a piece of paper. It's very important. All right, that's all for today.